All right, this is gonna be the hook-lying breathing with optional reach. So what we're gonna do here, this is normally for people that have a tendency of really flaring their rib cage, extending through their lower back, having tight hamstrings, or just genuinely stressed out all the time. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna lay on our back here. This is gonna seem very simple, but there's a lot of cues that we wanna focus on here. First thing that we're gonna focus on are our foot contacts. So I wanna make sure our feet are nice and even, nice and parallel. Don't wanna be pigeon-toed or duck foot as we do this. And I want you to try to focus on the inner heel, big toe knuckle, not as much the big toe knuckle, and the pinky toe knuckle. So we're gonna find those foot contacts. And by no means are we doing any kind of glute bridge here. I don't want the glutes to be on. So what we're gonna do is get a yoga block and put it in between the knees. Kind of depending on your hip width, it might make deciding factor of how you want the yoga block to be. But usually this is gonna be one of the better ones. All right, so then what we're gonna do is I want you to focus on those foot contacts and act like you're just slightly dragging your feet back. And that's gonna activate your hamstrings, especially your proximal hamstrings, the hamstrings right under your glutes, but once again, not the glutes at all whatsoever. So now we're gonna focus on the breathing and the rib cage. So what we're gonna do, we really don't want your rib cage flared like this. So as you put your feet into the ground, drag them back, activate the hamstrings. It should slightly tilt your pelvis back. And then we're gonna work on the breathing. What I want you to do, just keep your hands on the rib cage for now. Give me a nice long exhale out of the mouth for about 5 to 8 seconds. Hold for 2 seconds. And then very, very softly inhale through your nose. I want you to be the one to control your breathing, not just because you have to breathe. A lot of people have a hard time regulating the carbon dioxide in their body, and we're really trying to fix that. Get us in a very parasympathetic state. So, long exhale. All the air out. Don't want you to feel too much of these front abs. You're gonna feel them a little bit, that's fine, but I really wanna kind of get these side abs locked in because that's what's connected from your rib cage to your pelvis, so that's really important. And then you're gonna try to keep that down as you very softly inhale through your nose. If you feel like your neck muscles are on at all whatsoever, we really, really don't want that. And that is going to make it really hard for your rib cage to come down without pulling your neck forward. So you are more than welcome to just put a little something under your head. I don't want it to be too big, but this will help you out a lot of turning off those neck muscles. And as you kind of graduate, you can kind of get rid of it, but we need to open up this anterior chest wall right here. So foot contacts, hamstrings, pelvis tilted back, lower back flat on the ground without pressing it in too hard. And then same breathing. You see how my chest is expanding here, but I'm not flaring through the rib cage? It's totally fine if the rib cage comes up a little bit, but I want it to all come up together. We're trying to get expansion through the rib cage. And speaking of, we want to get the back of the rib cage to open up also, so we can add a reach here. For this, you can kind of think about it as far as where your tight spots are, where you're reaching is going to bias that area of your back. So if I'm reaching like this, it's gonna get kind of that mid shoulder blade area. If I'm reaching like this, it's gonna get a little bit more of the trap area. Or if I'm reaching over like this, which you probably won't be ready for quite yet because your rib cage is gonna wanna flare because you're missing that shoulder flexion because you have a lot of tightness behind your shoulder blades. So I would just kind of do that in time, but you can just reach, long exhale, slightly reaching, not super hard. We don't want to turn on our traps. We want to be able to get air in the back of those shoulder blades. And then when you inhale, you should feel like you're slightly being lifted up off the ground because your rib cage is going to fill up with air. I would aim for about 10 to 20 breaths, but you can really do this until your heart desires. There's no doing this too much, and the more you do it, the more we're really going to be able to get your nervous system calmed down and get some really big wins.